All right, this is going to be my new quote. Don't get all excited. It's a reprint. But I wanted to show this off. I didn't actually get this in the buy. I just had this kicking around for a bit, and due to the massive amount of books in this, other stuff's getting shoved aside and forgotten. But anyway, this is a J.C. Penney's reprint of Fantastic Four 52, First Black Panther. It is done really well. It is a weird, kind of wax material. Even the back cover has the same ad that it had when it originally ran. But if you cannot afford or choose not to afford to buy Fantastic Four 52, this is a awesome substitute. All right, now back to stuff from the storage unit, garage, buy. Captain America 241 just has a Punisher cover. It's a Miller cover. It's good. I like it. Nova 12. I just brought it home because it had Spider-Man on the cover. A long-forgotten comic, Angel and the Ape, #1. The Case of the Missing Go-Go Girls. When you start off with something so exciting as that, nowhere to go but downhill. It's probably the inevitable end of Angel and the Ape. It's #1. #2. #3. 4. #5. #6. Now, I don't know if this series went any farther than this, but I noticed here on #7, there is no longer and the ape. It's now just meet Angel. So apparently the ape just wasn't cutting it. So they went to good old exploitation comics. Iron Man 152. I believe it's his first stealth armor. Don't miss Shellhead's new stealth armor. X-Factor 6, First Apocalypse. Usagi Yojimbo, #10. I just pulled it out. It had a turtle. Batman and Spawn, drawn by Klaus Janson. I have no problem when he inks, but don't let him draw. I pulled this Justice League out. It's just one of my 3 favorite Justice Leagues. It's part of a 3-part story that had Crime Syndicate in the beginning. So you may see this in video and video after of mine. Every time I get it, I just kind of stick it aside. I think I mentioned before there was no Luke Cage 1. There is a Luke Cage 2 kicking around somewhere. I grabbed the first few issues of Luke Cage to show. So here's #3, which eventually becomes Power Man and Iron Fist. Right around 48 or 50. Here's #4. #5. 6. 7 and 10. I like how this villain's destroying the world on Christmas Day, but he still put up his own Christmas tree. Teen Titans trade paperback, The Judas Contract. Aquaman 1, where he's wearing the blue suit, a limited series. Honestly, for how this book isn't old enough to be in this poor shape. So, This book is actually in better shape than that book. Aquaman 45. Really like the cover on that. The Atom. What do we got there? #34. Really beat to high heaven. This is a great story. Mike Mignola art through the entire thing. Cosmic Odyssey, it's book 1. Mike Mignola cover, but not Mike Mignola on the inside. So, Batman Red Rain. Found another Ms. Marvel 18. Again, it's got some good chipping in the upper corner there. I don't even know if you can see it. Trust me. Just like these, I know they're 90s flashy cover things, but Venom 1 and Spider-Man 2099 1, I like them. I'm still hoping to stumble on some Jungle Action comics, but here's a Marvel Premiere 53 with Black Panther. Then, like I mentioned in the last video, there are a pile of Superman books I was going to go through here. Let's grab those. All right, a few more of the famous Risque cover. Both of them pretty poor shape. Superman confined to a wheelchair in $3.96. Action Comics $3.99. $3.88. It's kind of cool because it's got a red Batmobile in it. $3.84. $3.70. $3.69. Actually, pretty bright covers. Just like I was commenting on the, Marvel Comics, the We Quit covers. DC's got a few of those. DC's more famous for the get out of town phony covers where they're getting eggs and stuff thrown on them for somehow doing one wrong after 1,000 rights. I also like this cover a lot where it says, "War is outlawed." Like, if only they would have outlawed crime. Would have been so much easier. Action Comics $3.64. $3.54. $3.31. This book just could have been a few issues earlier, like 15 issues earlier. It could have had the first Supergirl. But, actually, I think Supergirl appeared in Superman? I don't know. Adventure Comics. $2.69. Got a dog. Adventure Comics $4.10. Got another one of the Prison Riot covers here, $3.94. There's one of those get out of town phony covers, $3.93. But they all hate Supergirl for some reason. I like these covers. This cover I thought was funny too. It's Supergirl Day, and this one girl's not dressed as Supergirl, so she's in trouble. Luckily, it's an all-girls school, so I don't know what's going on at Supergirl Day at the boys' school. But $3.90. This is kind of a disturbing cover to me. Super Horse's human identity. So he turns from a horse to a human, and then he gets to make out with Supergirl. It just seems weird. This cover made me laugh too. Supergirl, why are you turning me to stone? Whenever I split with a boyfriend, I add him to my private rock garden. Now you could be your own tombstone. And look, this poor guy's turning to stone. You can't write that kind of comedy gold anymore. $3.87. $3.79. I took this cover home because it looked like Superman was picking up a prostitute. $3.73. I remember seeing this in another video, these Tornado Twins. I don't know anything about them. There they are. $3.75. A Legion cover. $3.61. Huge piece missing. $3.04. I like this cover too. $3.24. Yeah, 10 centers. It's going pretty far back. $2.86. And a Bizarro cover here, $2.85. They're all playing some baseball, taking a day off from fighting each other. Okay, hold on. Also on this one is an Aquaman backup story. Alright. Superman. Superman 3, the movie adaptation. I don't think I've ever seen this comic in all my years of comic collecting, so just didn't even know it existed. Superman 230. 221. Goes into a phone booth and ends up becoming fat. It says here, I've become a super fatso. $219, another get out of town phony. It looks like this guy's chopping the statue in half with his hat. $216, we've seen this one before. $226. I thought this was actually a really nice, clean cover, you know, for how old it is. And it looks like it came off the shelf. $211. $205. This guy's wearing spats. Villains just don't wear spats anymore. This cover made me laugh too. $204. Why do these initials mean death for the Man of Steel? Could it be Lex Luthor? Could it be Lois Lane, Lana Lang, Lucy Lawless? We'll never know. $203. $201. I quit. See? $200. $196. I like this cover too. It's just kind of neat. These Element guys. I almost thought this was colored in because it's so shoddy, but it's just the original art. $190. Superman fights the Element guys. $186. $172. $170. You know, these unfortunately have masking tape down the side. You know, I guess it was the way to preserve the spines or keep the covers on, but the rest of it's just pretty clean overall, very vibrant. I mean, it is what it is. I still bagged them and set them aside. I thought it was neat just for the covers. One in 68. This kind of reminds me of the Batman cover where they have Penguin in a birdcage. 167. 166. 165. 164, where he fights Luthor under a red sun. Well, we might be finishing this up pretty quick. The gardeners out there are making a lot of noise. 157. Lord only knows. Looks like 144. 156. And here you get to, you know, they're cool just because they're 10-cent books. Run. Even Superman's no match for a giant ant. 110. 10-cent Superman. And this one that's beat up, but I mean, still has that iconic 50s look to Superman's face. Number 87. I do have more to show, but I'm just going to stop. It's too loud outside. So we'll get back to this later. All right. Take care, guys.